We were discussing that both the mall and retail advertising, they need short and medium and long term advertising strategy for any kind of sustainable sales. So short term advertising fights off the daily poaching threat from competition, and mid and long term promotions, they build up the brand image. There is very little or no loyalty for retail outlets at all in either low price products of daily use or the branded products which are the same everywhere. A customer, it is to be noted that a customer will just go to the next shop for a few rupees less. So, a customer loyalty in this case can be created and held only when he feels he is getting a good deal. When we talk about evolving consumer segments, so there are demographic changes which are just basic factors that influence advertising. The influences of consumer groups or segment, the types of segment, their behavior, their attitude changes, the buying pattern, the consumption style, aspiration, the kind of disposable income they have, all these factors, they definitely have an impact on advertising or the advertising budget, the message structure, the media cycle. And the first thing that we discuss in evolving consumer segment, it is the sunshine economy and the generation me. When we talk about the sunshine economy, the Indian economy, along with other economies of the rest of the world, they are very quiet when buying, while buying is conscious and restrained. But this is to be understood that this is a passing phase and does not change the fundamental shift in personality and aspiration of people in general. So, yes, purchases gets only postponed and nothing else. It should be noted that the last decade it has seen a very rise in the disposable income, and yes, there are relaxed parental control over young people. There are nuclear families wherein only one or two kids are there. So they become the center of the universe for the parents. Now, a very large percentage of Indian population, say for example 55%, is a population which is between 18 to 34, where the highest income and the consumptions are there. So these are the people who are young Indians who create the dense destiny of the country for the coming years to come. These are the people who are characterized as very hardworking, they are ambitious, and they have global aspiration in both their career and acquisitiveness. It is to be noted It is to be noted that they have very high disposable income, which is in the hands of high school or college students. So, at certain segment, they become a delight for the businessman, right? When we talk about confident youth, so now young people, they are uh, very confident, they have the decision making powers. So companies and advertising now, they are aware that yes, where actually the decision power lies, and what they do, they pamper this group by creating commercials which are directed to them, like for example consumer durables or ready to eat food items, any kind of branded clothes, uh, which are startlingly expensive electronics, so it is the young people, the confident youth who occupy the mind of the advertising agencies. Now what is happening, parents accept their children's choices even in the products which really have nothing to do with the children, such as cars or holidays, right? So now there is a shift in the entire scenario. Fathers, they are not longer seen as the feared patriarchs and feel the pressure to provide the luxury advertised. So it must be noted that this kind of a scenario, it triggers the imbalance in family equations, and sociologist feels it is creating a whole generation of selfish kids who will become equally selfish adults. But this social development is here to stay for a longer time. When we talk about brat power, so the kids are now the new age customers, and they are very conscious of their pester power over their parents. They have perfected the art of shopping and know all about the launch of branded products. When we see some statistics, 30% of the Indian kids, they are now below 15 years. So these cartoon kids, they are now the target of marketers and advertisers to promote their merchandises. Even movie makers, they are running after this age group, knowing that the money is very clout here. There are various surveys which show that even small children, they understand when they are being bluffed, teased, or talked down to, and see through false and advertising claims very, very quickly. So advertisements or advertising not only should give due respect to its target, it has to be responsible and ethical. Children are easily swayed, incapable of seeing the differences between the fantasy, imagination, and reality. We also talk about assertive women class, assertive women, working women. So they are working women, and when we say working woman, unhappy home is an old cliche, is now fading very, very fastly. And they are a social and economic force in their own ways. They now have the freedom to succeed and spend. So this is the glamorous side. Majority of the Indian women are still economically dependent. Socially, they are considered inferior and they are controlled by the family. Yet, even at the level, there are rebellious, they become rebellion in their action and they are increasingly becoming assertive, with which comes an independent and assertive bias. They there is now a situation which is emerging where women are earning more than husband. They control the purchase of families, necessities, or even luxuries also. So what is happening nowadays? More and more young women, they stay single for a longer time, and they are consumers of lot of variety of categories in their own rights and for their own needs also. When we talk about DINK family, they are the kind of families which refers to double income and no kids family pattern. So here what happens, husband and wife earn, they spend and save without having to worry about raising the kids. So they adopt a lifestyle of being without children and basically look after each other or their parents if they are involved, or their own selves only. So in this age of globalization, where husbands they work for a MNC and wife they may have to constantly travel on work, there is a very, very little time left for them to stay home or raising a kid. So besides cost of living and expenditure, this may lead to couple of voluntarily deciding not to have kids. It should also be taken care, and remember that DINK family style may not include those married couples who would like to have kids, but due to certain reasons, natural things, that they cannot bear the children. In such cases, advertising helps to seek information regarding cure or therapies or medical helps in case the couple decides to adopt a child. When we talk about metrosexual population, so it is a new consumer group which is created entirely by the media hype. They are the men who are living in cosmopolitan metro cities who are very sensitive, in touch with their feelings, or they're very attractive and yet very strong. So when we say that just as the society and economy, they are very changing very fast, so are the kind of emotions and images. On one hand, if we say film stars and young boys, they are into bodybuilding and more of muscles. On the other hand, there are men who are young and old who are paying great attention to their looks, which were earlier considered to be a sissy or a feminine quality. When we talk about elderly population, so it is a great market with rising consumption. The elder pay exactly the same amount as the young people for a similar product, but what they insist on full down payments, and now they are basically not into higher purchase or consumer loan. So this segment just has to be cultivated differently because they are reserved in nature. They are the people who want to play safe, and they are the people who does not like taking risk. All right, there are two exercises. The first is explain the demographic influences on advertising, and second is what are the evolving consumer segment. Thank you and have a nice day. Keep learning and we learning.